Okay folks, we are getting a lot of questions about the difference between the Hornet 2 and the King Cobra twin motor. So what I've got here is I've got a Hornet 2, standard drum, standard gearing. We've got a King Cobra twin motor with the race gearing. This is the closest comparison of the two. And if you're looking for the fastest, most powerful sort of option for speed power, these are the ones to go for. And you might want to think, well, why are Red Winches making two winches that both do the same job? They do and they don't. Okay, so let's go through to begin with the similarities. Both of these winches, we've got two ox motors, so we've got 14 horsepower apiece. Both of these winches have the air brake system, so zero overrun. And both of these winches have the full drum disconnect free spool. We did a video on that the other day. You can go and find that somewhere. I'm sure I'll put a link up there somewhere about that. So that's where they are. So they're both really, really suitable for competition use. It's got all the features that you want. But they are different. And the first thing is basically physical size and weight. So as you can see here, the King Cobra straight away is slightly shorter in height than the Hornet 2. But where the difference really comes, if I turn them both end on, you can see we've got a considerable difference in the depth of these winches. You know, the Hornet 2 is 254 mil at the widest point, excluding the fair lead, as opposed to the King Cobra, which is 175, excluding the fair lead. That makes a huge difference if you're trying to package these winches into a vehicle. The King Cobra here, you can pop this into a sort of standard depth low line winch bumper. The Hornet 2, yeah, we do understand that you're going to be fabricating something which is going to project either further forwards, or you're looking to recess it back into your grille, maybe even having to relocate radiators, etc. With the Hornet 2, you have a width of only 452.5. With the King Cobra, with the XL drum, you've got a width of 572.5. The big difference, though, between these is when it comes down to weight. So let's just pull these two together a bit. So weight-wise, King Cobra here is only 55 kilos, so that is 121.2 pounds. The Hornet 2 is a bit of a heavier beast. That is at 62.3 kilos, so we're up to 137.3 pounds. So, yeah, it is a bit heavier. Which one would I go for? It depends what I'm doing with it. If I'm going to be building a challenge truck and I want pure challenge sort of performance, I'm still going to go for the Hornet 2. If I've got a crossover vehicle, something that I want to use on the road, maybe make it a bit easier to package into the vehicle, and also still have that sort of competition style performance, I'm going to go for the King Cobra. And in fact, this one's mine and this is going in the front of my Defender. And over the next few months, we're going to be doing a series of videos on the install and everything, so you can see just what it takes to get your Red Winch plumbed in, wired in and running. Rope capacities is the next thing. They're actually pretty similar. The King Cobra here with the XL drum holds slightly more rope. Just to give you the figures, if you're running 1/2 inch rope, you can get 157 feet of 1/2 inch rope on this one, as opposed to 147 feet on this one. So there's not much in it, 10 meters or 10 feet, which is about 3 meters difference. Performance wise, the Hornet 2 standard gearing is slightly faster. The King Cobra with the race gearing is slightly slower, but things start to change when you come under load. So initially, with no load and up to about 1,000 kilos in the line, the Hornet 2 is a little bit quicker. Once you get to the 2,000 kilo mark of load in the line, they're equal. And then when you start to get up into higher loading, the King Cobra actually pulls a little bit quicker compared to the Hornet 2 with the line speed. So if you're winching for traction, if you're running a challenge truck, you've got 40-inch treps and a nice large V8, the Hornet 2 is still going to be the one to go for. If you've got less performance from your vehicle and you need something that pulls that little bit harder, maybe if you're running just say 35s, etc., you'll probably find the King Cobra actually works better for you. If you've got any questions about this though, please email us, please give us a call. I'm happy to go through all of this. I can bore people senseless about all the differences between these, but I hope that helps.